welcome to the deep dive. So, today we're embarking on a really, unique kind of exploration. We're looking at connection, self-love, universal understanding. And we've got this fascinating source materials like guided reflections, narratives, all focused on prayer and maybe expanded consciousness. Yeah, so our mission really for this deep dive is to unpack these texts. They feel really personal, quite reflective, and pull out these powerful nuggets of insight, hopefully giving you a bit of a shortcut to feeling more connected, more accepting, maybe more free in your everyday life.
Yeah, and what's really striking, I think, about these sources is how they invite you to, well, directly participate. It's not just about understanding things intellectually. They really push you towards a felt experience. These aren't just concepts on a page. They're kind of designed to be lived, to become part of how you actually see the world.
That's a great way to put it, a felt experience.
Yeah.
And it starts, interestingly, with something so basic, like really basic. The sources, they immediately say, okay, close your eyes, open your heart, feel love. And it mentions this strong communion of love with a creator whose real name is love. That's not just poetry, is it? That sets the whole stage.
Exactly. It immediately takes the abstract and makes it, well, physical, almost tangible. We're asked to put our attention right onto our lungs to feel the pleasure of them expanding, filling that biggest need of the human body to breathe. The insight there, I think, is how often we just, overlook these really fundamental sources of pleasure. We just take them for granted.
Yeah, and this is where it got really interesting for me. It emphasizes the connection between the air we breathe and our lungs as a connection of love. Like the air is love in this context. Feel the pleasure of breathing. And it says, just to breathe is enough for us to always be happy, to enjoy life. Just to be alive is enough. It sounds almost too simple. Just breathing equals happiness. What's it implying about why we aren't always happy then?
Well, it's a pretty radical shift in focus, isn't it? The source seems to suggest that pleasure is like a natural result of fulfilling any bodily need. And breathing is just this constant, unavoidable example. So the implication is maybe our unhappiness comes from, I don't know, overlooking these built-in sources of joy, getting distracted, rather than it being about, external stuff not going our way. It's trying to re-anchor us in just being.
Okay, so building on that sort of fundamental breath connection, the reflections then guide us somewhere, well, even deeper, into this powerful prayer for freedom. And this part really gets into the core of unconditional love, both for self and for others. The main ask, the request of the Creator is help us to be like you are, to love life, to be love. And it's really specific about how to love, with no conditions, no expectations, no obligations, without any judgment. That's a high bar.
It is, and a key thing comes up right away about self-acceptance. The source says, point blank, help us to love and accept ourselves without any judgment. Why? Because when we judge ourselves, we find ourselves guilty and we need to be punished. So it's drawing this direct line, almost like cause and effect, between judging yourself and then feeling like you deserve punishment. The freedom it talks about seems to start right there, with freeing yourself from your own internal critic.
That idea, self-judgment leading to needing punishment, that's pretty stark. And then it seems to say, when we judge others, it just sort of bounces back. The prayer goes on asking for help to love everything you create unconditionally, especially other human beings, especially those who live around us, all our relatives and people whom we try so hard to love. We all know that feeling, right? But then the warning, because when we reject them, we reject ourselves. And when we reject ourselves, we reject you. So it's not just like a nice idea to be accepting. It's framed as this fundamental spiritual law.
Exactly. Spiritual reciprocity, that's a good way to put it. And it connects directly to wanting freedom from blame. The prayer asks to accept them the way they are without judgment, and again, the reasoning. Because if we judge them, we find them guilty, we blame them, and we have the need to punish them. So the really profound idea here is that real freedom isn't about changing what's outside us or what other people do. It's an internal state. You get there by basically dissolving the whole mechanism of judgment for yourself and for others. That's the path to peace it lays out. Challenging, but clear.
Yeah, and it wraps up that section with this call to clean our hearts of any emotional poison, free our minds from any judgment so we can live in complete peace and complete love. There's even this really lovely declaration. Today, we open our hearts to love again so that we can tell each other, I love you, without any fear, and really mean it. Wow. And then this offering of oneself. Today, we offer ourselves to you. Come to us, use our voices, use our eyes, use our hands, and use our hearts to share ourselves in a communion of love with everyone. Finishing with thanks for the freedom to be who we really are. It really does feel like a complete perspective shift.
It's a whole framework, really, inviting this interaction with the world that's based on just radical acceptance, unfiltered.
Okay, so building on that, this huge idea of interconnection, the source then takes us on this, well, they call it a beautiful dream. It's really vivid, almost like a myth or a parable. It puts you, the listener, out in nature. You meet this old man who is just radiating light. You ask him how he does it and his story. That's really the core of this next part. This isn't just a nice story, though, is it? What's it trying to get us to feel?
Well, I think the power here is how experiential it is. It's not just telling you about love, it's trying to create a pathway for you to actually feel it expanding.
Mhm.
And the origin of that old man's light is crucial. His teacher, the story goes, literally opened his own chest, took out a beautiful flame, his love from his own heart, and put it into the old man's heart. It's like a symbol of direct transmission. This isn't philosophy. It's the essence of love itself being passed on.
Wow, okay. And then this flame, it doesn't just sit there, it grows. He says it touches each one of the cells of my body. He feels united with his body. His love increases. Then it transforms every emotion of my mind into this strong and intense love. He feels complete unconditional self-love. That description is so physical. It's not just a thought. It's like in his cells.
Exactly. Embodied is the word. And this purifying fire, it doesn't stay internal. It immediately starts expanding outward. He describes putting a little piece of my love into every tree, every flower, the grass, the earth itself, and becoming one with them. Then his love grows more, embraces every animal. He literally becomes one with the animals. The insight here seems to be about dissolving boundaries, right? Deliberately extending that love, that sense of self, out into the non-human world, finding kinship there too.
And it just keeps going, pushing our usual definition of where love stops. It goes to crystals, stones, dirt, metals becoming one with the earth, like the planet itself. Then to water, oceans, rivers, rain, snow, one with water. Then the air, the wind, this strong communion with all of nature. It keeps expanding up to the sky, sun, stars, moon, one with the cosmos. It's breathtaking, this journey from the personal right out to the universal.
It really is. It's this, almost mystical journey that just dissolves all the separation we normally feel. And the end point for the old man is so profound. After he shares his love with every human, he becomes one with the whole of humanity. And he says, wherever I go, whomever I meet, I see myself in their eyes because I'm a part of everything, because I love. So the insight is that ultimate love isn't just a feeling we have sometimes, it's a state of being, complete interconnectedness, where me and you or me and that tree kind of merge.
And then the story brings it right back to you, the listener. The dream ends with the old man opening his chest and putting that same flame into your heart. And then you supposedly experience the same thing, unity with nature, with humanity, feeling heat, light, this beautiful light of different colors from your head. It's like, okay, you've heard this story. Now feel it, embody it. That's a direct invitation.
Exactly. And the dream flows straight into a prayer of gratitude, but now it's framed as your prayer, the listener's prayer. Giving thanks for life, for what's needed, for body, for mind, and for the Creator living inside me with all your love, with your pure and boundless spirit, with your warm and radiant light. It really cements the idea that this isn't passive philosophy. It's active, it's embodied.
Yeah, and it ends with such a strong affirmation. Thank you for using my words, for using my eyes, for using my heart to share your love wherever I go. And then, I love you just the way you are. And because I am your creation, I love myself just the way I am. Plus a commitment. Keep love and peace. Make love a new way of life. It really brings it full circle, doesn't it? From receiving this love, this flame, to becoming it and sharing it.
It's asking us to see that divine spark in ourselves, recognize it, and then just extend it everywhere, to everything. Making love not just an emotion, but sort of our operating system for being in the world.
Wow. What an incredible journey through these sources today.
Yeah.
Seriously, we went from the simple act of breathing, finding real pleasure just in that, through to this deep, liberating idea of unconditional love for yourself and for others, and landing in this hugely expansive vision of being completely connected to, well, everything, all of existence. The core takeaways, I think, are just how available connection can be right there in our breath, how freeing it is to just drop the judgment of ourselves, of others, and the potential, the truly transformative potential of feeling ourselves as part of this bigger, loving whole.
Right. And that leaves us with something to maybe sit with, doesn't it? How might consciously trying to integrate even just one of these ideas, whether it's, really feeling the pleasure in a single breath or trying to genuinely see a piece of the universal in, say, the next person you meet, how might doing just that consistently, fundamentally shift your day-to-day experience of connection and maybe of peace?